Welcome to the Saturday edition of the Box Seat. I'm Adam McGrath and joined by Mark Olmos. Mark, 8 races to take a look at. There's some small fields in a few of them, but what I like in those races, there's some really good battles between a few gallopers. Very
tough to sort out despite having only small fields. Welcome to our viewers. And Adam, we've got a couple of really nice 3-year-old races as well as the 78 Plus Affair, which is the last race on the card. Yeah, really looking forward to some of these 3-year-old races. We've got some quality batches going around at the moment. Let's just take a look at the conditions that we are going to be faced with. You can see on screen at the moment, the Moogle Rail is going to be out 3 metres. Just keep an eye on the weather and also the track rating, as we always do. So you can go to the RAWA website there for all of your latest information, and we'll of course update you on race day as well. Let's get straight into race number 1. It's Perth race number 2 for our Singapore viewers. A 72 plus event. Some good runners in here. It's It, Max Almighty, and we see the return of Light in My Veins. Yeah, this is one of those races you mentioned at the top, Adam. Really small, select field of 6 runners, but a few nice returners in Light in My Veins and New Time. But we'll have a look at the replay of last start winner, It's It.
Out by Stable Secret, and then Stocks going up near the middle. At the 300, Furious Dame had shifted ground. It's It now starting to stoke up near the inside, closing the margin. 200 left to go. It's It shot through, grabbed Furious Dame. Max Almighty behind them, making up ground from Castle Retreat. But It's It broke clear. Max Almighty now getting into second placing as Pike draws the Persuader. It's 4 for the day for the Wizard. And
really good performance there by It's It. It actually just doesn't handle a soft track. Now you go through the form lines and you see third. You see horses behind Vega, Magic, Socially Elite, Stocks, and you're going, how does it not handle a soft track? But every jockey that's hopped off, as you said, just doesn't enjoy the going. What Sharon Miller decided to do was just give a freshen up, get back to hopefully some better weather, which we're getting now, possibly go to the Hannans, and then be fresh enough to go to Ascot again as well. So she's done tremendously well here, and it just shows the courage of this horse as well. For a horse that apparently doesn't handle the wet, to have 3 attempts on a soft track for a victory and 2/3 as well, to then come out after a freshen up, beat horses like Max Almighty in that fashion as well after chasing, thought it was a really strong performance.
Yeah, he certainly proved his ability, Adam, especially showing that turn of speed, which he didn't really have there in the soft conditions. Also in the race, we've got Lightning in My Veins, which returns. Of course, this horse won the Lastia Classic Group 3 level on debut, which not too many horses can do. And then last preparation had a couple of runs, and they were both good. He won one of them.
Verdict is still out for me in a big way on this galloper. As you mentioned, you cannot knock that first up debut performance when Douglas Wyatt rode horrendous conditions and the horse just lifted late to get the job done. Last campaign though, beat the Blue Nipper by a half length, was beaten by All G, and then beat Headlander Boy by 1.5 lengths. They are not form lines to write home about, and that was with a claim as well, I might add, when Randy Tan was claiming 3. So although the horse has been getting the job done, I do want to see some progress. I liked the trial, but I thought the horse still just looked a little as though it was spinning, wasn't quite stretching out. Just want to see it go here. I wouldn't be jumping into a short price with 58 kilos when you've got horses like Max Almighty and It's It in the race.
I really give every horse a chance in this race, but Max Almighty's at the top for me. He looks a really nice type. It was a good run behind It's It last start. It's It just had the more forward position in running and was able to kick away. The start before that showed a great turn of speed, beating Patrimonio and of course You're a Rummin on that occasion. Big chance.
On top for me as well for this race. It gets a nice weight swing, 3 kilos on It's It for that 1 length. The small field is going to be an advantage for this horse as well. Just be able to sit there at the back and then attack the line strongly. And Jordan Turner, of course, rode this galloper 2 starts ago when he was a winner over that 1200 metres. So 4 Max Almighty on top for me. From 3 It's It, 6 Lockroy and 1 Light in My Veins.
I have the same exactor, Adam. 4 Max Almighty on top for me. From It's It, number 3, 1 Light in My Veins and 2 New Time.
Race number 2 at Belmont Park. It's Perth race number 4 for our Singapore viewers over the 1600 metres. We mentioned some of these battles at the top. Well, this race I think extends all the way through because I give almost every runner a chance in this, but there is the clear battle between Chocoholic and also Poonamoo.
Yeah, absolutely. They meet again here, Adam, and Chocolateholic. We'll have a look at that last start replay between Poonamoo and Chocolateholic.
At the 350, Right Honourable with a lead of 1.5 lengths. Ominous Warning. Over on the inside, Grey Enigma pushing, Shapes chasing, Chaos, Scottish Trader. Here comes Chocolateholic now. It's starting to come with a sweet run down the outside, followed by Poonamoo. Chocolateholic at the 100 hit the lead. Poonamoo is down the outside, but Chocolateholic's in front. Poonamoo closing the margin. The post looms and Pike does it again.
Strong performance there by Chocoholic and also Poonamoo as well, which attacked the line strongly. There was big question marks going into the race of both of these. The first for Poonamoo was jumping from barrier 16. The second for Chocoholic was carrying the 56.5 from a wide gate against much better animals, and I think both ticked a lot of boxes in this race. Now, Poonamoo gets a 1.5 kilo swing, but I'm still in the corner of Chocoholic for this race. I've watched this replay so many times, especially down the straight as well, and I think if you could have asked Alan Matthews and Patrick Carberry how they would have liked the race to plan out, they got exactly that. They were carted up by Chocoholic, they were on the back, they loomed up, but then Chocoholic kicked, and it was only in those final stages when it had hit the front that Poonamoo made up the distance later. I then watched the replay with Alana Williams. She said the same as well, that she thought her horse was better chasing, and once it hit the front, it stopped. I still think even that 1.5 kilo swing isn't going to be enough, and Chocoholic's going to make it 4 in a row.
It was such an impressive performance, wasn't it? We saw those wins before that in fields of 6 and 4. The question mark was still out over it, and he answered those questions very, very nicely. Raising Dubai, number 3 down there as well, coming off that Coolgardie Cup run. Again, made a long sustained run, but was it good?
Yeah, it did indeed. Fiona Bell rode on that occasion with the 54 kilos. Anytime you're 2.5 lengths behind, I'm feeling lucky. You've got some good form lines, being under a length by Thunderclap Newman as well. So with Peter Hall going on board, barrier 2 as well, I give this horse a chance, but I think it's between the two that we mentioned off the top. Number 1, Chocoholic for me. From 4, Poonamoo, 5, Blackwood, and 3, Raising Dubai.
I've got the one on top as well, Adam. Chocoholic from the 4, Poonamoo. Number 6 there, Charlestown, and the 5, Blackwood.
Race number 3 at Belmont Park. It's Perth race number 6 for our Singapore viewers. It's these maidens over the 1,300 metres, which again we see a full field, Mark.
Yeah, we'll try to find you a bit of value here, which our replay horse will be, number 8, Dagor Lad. Let's have a look at him running second behind Stoicism.
Heelsing into the clear is Black Stellar, makes the line of 3 and 4 as they head down the straight. Sneaking up behind runners is Stoicism, and they have dropped off at the tail of the field. There is now Churches, but down the straight with about 150 to go. About a line of 3 and 4 off the track. The one coming home best is Stoicism in the centre. Took the split dash to the top and has gone on to win. Stoicism beats second, Dagor Lad.
Good performance here by Dagor Lad, but for mine the question marks are still out here. I'm really intrigued where to go with this runner. It's trialled well, but it hasn't raced well. You go through the last 3 runs, beaten 9 lengths by In This Life. Now they are superior form lines to a maiden. 6 lengths to Star Move and 11 lengths to Hot Breezer. Then the trials have been good behind Luke's Gold and Stoicism as well. Had to go back to the trials because of its racing manners, which for mine is always a massive question mark. Then you got barrier 15 with 58 kilos. There's a few more in this race that I do like.
Yeah, there certainly is. There was very green in the trial as well. Just needs to learn. I think that trial might have brought him on a bit though, and certainly an each way chance. We've also got in the race there, number 3, Shrewd Gamble. The winkers go on this son of Shrewd Rhythm. Bob McPherson trains, Jared Noski rides.
I'm just putting a line through that last run and hoping that I've got this right. I've just got question marks for the soft track. It was wide throughout that run as well. I think the form lines around Cracker Vision, Irish Brother and also Cosmic Journey are good enough to win this race. I think the run last start from barrier 10, as I said, it was still okay. It just wasn't great and as good as we would have expected. But from barrier 5 with 58 kilos and Jared Noski on board with a good second up record, I think this horse can play a part.
I'm a big fan of number 14 here, called Delago, a first starter, a mare by Von Costa de Hero. Now, a 4-year-old having a first start. We've seen a few trainers have a bit of luck with these older horses running later on in their career. Trial was really good. It's still waiting to get out.
I really liked the trial on that occasion, but William Pike has elected to go with King Louis. That's a nice little lead. But for those that were paying attention on Wednesday when Paul Harvey jumps on board, don't be scared away because he is back into some scintillating form. He rode tremendously well on Wednesday at Belmont as well. From barrier 2, 56 kilos. This is a horse that can stand up and certainly run a bit of a race. But I'll go with that each way horse that we mentioned, number 3, Shrewd Gamble. From the 11 here, I think Spiritual Lift was a really nice run behind Miss Iconic. Number 2, King Louis, William Pike going that way, and then the 14, Cool Delago with Paul Harvey taking the ride.
I'm going the 14 on top, Cool Delago, the first starter. From the 8, Dagor Lad. Number 12, Royal Relation, and the 2, King Louis.
Race 4 at Belmont Park. It's Perth race number 8 for our Singapore viewers. Mark, you mentioned at the front of the program these good 3-year-old races. Well, this is another quality example.
Yeah, this is the first of them. And where's Wally? How impressive was he? Should have won by more. He's still very green and very raw. Let's have a look at him beating Night Watchman last start.
First, tackled immediately at the top of the straight by Night Watchman. Night Watchman coming at Rich Red. They've booted clear by 2 lengths. Here comes Where's Wally though. He's down the outside with his runner at the 200. Night Watchman tackled by Where's Wally. Where's Wally on the outside from Night Watchman going with him. Where's Wally wanting to roll and he stopped riding, picked him up. Where's Wally? Night Watchman went to the line. Where's Wally? Where's Wally?
Quality galloper is this one. You only have to take a look in the mounting yard pre-race and you know what you're looking at. He just grabs you early on when parading this gelding by Regano. It was a nice performance. It's now 2 from 2. As you mentioned, should have won by a lot more if Jared had even changed the whip to the left hand, may have just extended out. But Jared said the same. He couldn't believe how easy he found the front, and from there, just a matter of just getting this galloper through. The one knock I may have for this run is that Ted Martinovich, he mentioned that they may be going to a spell or one run, so that's always in the back of my mind. But look, in a field like this, there are a few good ones, but I think he's well above most of them. Yeah,
we've also got in there number 5, Bonnie Be Good, the last start winner, beat Kai Perinya, who was heavily backed. We threw that one out on the box seat last start as well. Paid $4.80, is certainly a big chance from barrier 4.
Well, I remember when we were speaking in box seat, we just said the runs aren't as bad as they look on paper. You see 5ths and 7ths and beaten 5 lengths here, but there'd always been an excuse for this galloper, but the recent trial just showed that maybe she'd come back in a little bit better order. That was certainly the case of winning on that occasion. I think she can go on with it here from barrier 4 with the 54 kilos, and we're speaking about jockeys in form with Paul Harvey. Well, Glenn Smith's in career best form at the moment.
I just love the way she chased as well. She chased Kai Perinya down in the straight. Number 7, Michael Lille, caught my attention with a really late burst at Northam last start to win that maiden. Yes, it was a much weaker maiden, but that last section was sub 34 and was really superb in finishing. Brad Parnham takes the ride here, and from barrier 8, I can see her finishing over the top of them.
I still could not believe that this horse went out at $30. Was beaten 3 lengths by the Celt and 3 lengths by Samavore. You then put Brad Parnham on board in a race where there was going to be plenty of speed, and from barrier 8 you always knew they were going to drop back and be able to get the run on the line. It was a ridiculous price for a very good horse, now trained by David Harrison. I'm with you, I think it's in the numbers here, but I'm going to go with number 5, Bonnie Be Good. I just think she's taken that next step that we were waiting for. From 1, Where's Wally, 8, Royal Missile, and 7, Michael Lille.
Going the well-bred commodity, the filly by Testarossa on top, 7, Michael Lille. From the 3, Kingdom and Empire, number 1, Where's Wally, and the 5, Bonnie Be Good.